Keller Williams Realty's At the Beach team. I'm John Moran. I am the team leader, founder. I'm here with Katie Luus, as always.
Hi, John.
Hello, KT. And the OG, John Skinner.
Welcome, John.
Hey, guys.
Unbelievable.
Great to be here.
Right? So the OG, 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
13 years.
On the At the Beach team.
Boom, like that.
Happened very quickly.
Yeah, I remember.
How did you guys meet?
So Adamson calls me up. Jeff Adamson was the team
Well, I met
leader.
you first in 2005.
Really?
When I tried to do real estate the first time.
How come I don't remember that as much?
Yeah. And you were a big deal at Keller Williams. And
I've lost weight.
Well, but I just moved down here from Atlanta in 2000, actually from Houston in 2005, and tried to do real estate on my own, and met you for the first time, and we talked about marathons for a minute.
Because you were with your brother.
Yeah, that's right. And tried to do real estate in 2005. It was really hard. Got a lot of listings, but couldn't connect on any of them, and ultimately ended up failing and heading back to Atlanta. But I met you, and I think I offloaded some of my listings to you.
Okay, because my remembering is a little different than that. I remember Jeff Adamson, the team leader, called me on the phone saying, "Hey, I've got somebody who wants to be your buyer's agent."
Yeah,
and we met in Jeff's office over that other building.
I think that was in 2009.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the second go round.
Yeah,
when I came back into real estate in 2008 after leaving Atlanta, and wanted to be on a team, and Jeff introduced me to you.
Yeah, because I hadn't had anybody on our team.
So the first time you went to be a listing agent, then the second time you're like, let me try.
Well, I
buyers?
just coming off of a failure, I wanted to mix things up and get in with somebody who had it figured out. So
yeah, because I remember we're sitting in that little office right in the front of
Yep.
the other office over there, and Jeff's like, John wants to be a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
Please. And right, but if you want to be a listing agent, calling Panama City.
yeah.
Because I figured, let's take him way away, right?
Yeah.
What harm can he do in Panama City? And you did,
Yeah.
right? And it just kind of went from there. It's worked out.
It was
Right?
actually, I came on. I had to get my license again because it had expired, and I got my real estate license again. But even before I had my license, you put me up in that office in Seagrove,
The
A
tiny
little-
the
little-
closet. The closet.
little sheet closet there at a rental management company in Seagrove,
Right.
and I started working on my scripts, and
That's all we had. We had an Excel spreadsheet of owners and
Yep.
names, no CRM,
yep,
just a spreadsheet
and just
and scripts.
Dialing for dollars.
in the scripts, yeah, and I started dialing even before I had my license proper.
Looking up
Mhm.
numbers at night, calling during the day.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Wait a minute,
actually-
how old are you at this point?
29.
29.
And I remember sitting in that office and working like so hard. I got locked in there twice.
Yeah,
actually.
overnight.
Yeah, because I didn't have a key to the office.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and do my lists at night.
That was our
and,
30A office.
and everybody else would leave, and I'd go to leave
Yeah.
at like 9 or 10 at night, and
You're like,
poor guy,
"Hello?"
he'd have to drive down from Freeport and let me
Yeah.
out. So
God, those were the days, right? But it was hard when you first started, right?
yeah, it was I guess 2009, and stuff really started to fall off a cliff. And but that was still, it was still good. Sellers were still making some money.
Sure.
And but I think the prevailing knowledge was that we were about to fall off a cliff. So, but yeah, it started getting increasingly more difficult.
It was weird.
It was really weird.
It was weird.
I mean, especially coming in and talking to people that were hurting. I mean, that first 5 years, and that was really before short sales really.
Yeah, there weren't
started-
any.
Yeah, started going.
I think we might have completed the first short sale ever.
Yeah, perhaps.
I remember it. Well, I don't know if it was the first ever, but in this local area, and the bank wouldn't do it. But the guy had cancer, his business was failing, and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And they're like, "Well, you really owe us the money." Okay, cool, but we don't have a job. We're dying, whatever. And then, I mean, months,
Yeah.
Wow.
and it worked out. Fast forward a year, and short sale.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but yeah, it was. I remember that well. It was really hard to get going.
Yeah.
Just the tenor of the calls and
Yeah.
having to get used
Confidence, all that
to
stuff.
it. Yeah.
But you know what's weird, you guys? It's not unlike that now, is it? I mean, the way, because the market was flat and then it went crazy. It was really going crazy high.
Well, I find the market to be equally as hard now. Back then it was a demand issue, and now it's a supply issue.
It's a supply issue.
But across the board, I mean, it's still really difficult.
Yeah. But it's still a really good business.
Oh man, it's awesome.
It's such a good business.
I came out of the corporate environment in 2008 and moved down here to do real estate. And man, there's no comparison. You know, I laugh, you know, there's no going back to the zoo once you escape, you know. So
yeah, we make a lot of money.
It's very, very lucrative.
We work within our own time structures.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of realtors get stuck working nights, weekends, and holidays. That ain't us.
Yeah.
No.
That ain't us.
Well, we work really, really hard when we need to work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we put in the time. We do it right. We got a process that we have for years.
I mean, it's really smoothed out, you know, as a father and a husband. You know, I seek to provide my family with a simple and stable life.
Right.
And in real estate, it's really been the answer for that. So.
And over your time being here with us, we've gotten so many different systems and more help and admin to even make the process smoother, better.
I mean, it's fair to say I couldn't operate at my current capacity without the infrastructure that the at the beach teams provided for us.
Yeah.
So here's the way it works, right? When I got into this, I always decided I was good at a few things and not so great at other things. So I hired people to do the stuff I wasn't so great at, the stuff that Katie's really great at, to give me the freedom to do the stuff I like. And I also wanted to be able to do, I think what you're doing now, because I had a young son. I wanted to coach his teams. I wanted to go on the trips. I wanted to travel ball, all that stuff. And I wanted the time to do it. And my daughter, with all her stuff in school, I wanted to be available. Didn't want to be traveling. Didn't want to be at work. Didn't want to do all that stuff. However, I did want to make enough money such that we could live a lifestyle we wanted to live. And we were fortunate enough to be able to put systems, processes, and whatnots together that we could work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, no nights, no weekends, no holidays, because that's when I want to be with my family.
Yeah. You're not chained to a desk.
Not the way we do it. I don't know if that's true for most realtors, though.
I don't think so. You know, I think there's a degree of vulnerability and risk that other realtors deal with that we don't have to, just because of the systems and processes.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know, and I've done it for long enough that the system and process works. So it's not anxiety inducing to me where I have to, you know, bury my head for 2.5 months and scramble. You know, I know that I can insert myself back into the program at any given level of intensity, and it'll produce for me.
And it's worked, because I'm pretty sure I know you came here as a single man, young kid, 29.
That's right.
Started doing your thing.
Yep.
Renting.
Yep.
Bought a house.
Got married, bought a house.
Got married, bought a house, sold a house, had kids. Did you have kids in the one house?
No, in the house we bought.
Okay. So you're
in the
you're in the cycle. Now you've got young kids that you're coaching. Are you coaching?
Yep. They're 9 and 10. I help coach my son's baseball team.
There you go. Right. So you want to be able to do just like I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Katie likes to do her secret gardening.
Yeah.
I
have fur babies. Okay.
Do you still do the antiques?
Yep. And I still do my antiquing.
See? So Katie likes to have her time too to do her.
I like old things.
Yes.
And you know, I had an uncle that I really trust, and you know, he gave me some counsel one time. He said, "John, you know, currency for your generation is time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much money. Money has something to do with it, but it's also having the disposable time to chase your passions." And
it's nice if you have money, so you have the time,
the
time you have is worth having.
Certainly nice to have both.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, so I'm going to ask you some quick questions here. I want to get your reaction. What is the best part about real estate, or did we just cover that?
I think we covered it. You know, nutshell, the ability to make a meaningful income, and in the time and flexibility to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think is probably the best thing about it.
So how old are you now?
I'll be 43 in July.
Okay, so you're 43, relatively young, right?
I feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, right. Fairly secure financially, right? You're doing your thing.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And such that you can coach your kid whenever and however you want.
That's right.
Perfect. Because that's what we do here. My goal as a team lead is to make sure that our people live really good lives.
Yeah.
Earn enough money that they can do what they want, when they want, how they want, whatever, right?
Sure.
Build wealth, minimum $1 million net worth type stuff. And that's working. And you're only 43 years old.
Yep.
Sweet. Right.
No, I feel very, very fortunate to be in the position I'm in.
I think it's so great. So what's the thing you like least about real estate? I mean, do we have time?
Is there too many?
I would say the way that we do real estate, I miss a little bit of the relational dynamic that I think I could have. A lot of our transactions are transactional. You know? I mean, they're very quick.
Absolutely are.
So I predominantly represent sellers, and it's typically a one and done transaction. So I'd like to, I mean, it's not the different degrees of bad,
Right.
I'm not complaining, but the opportunity to establish high value relationships with clients, I think would be something that I'd enjoy.
Yeah. That's more on the buy side, I would say. You get more of
I think so.
a relationship.
Yeah. And there's just not very many perennial clients here. I mean, you help somebody sell a place at the beach, and, they may come back, but, they probably won't.
It's what we do. It's more assets trading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some primary residence. Well, rare do we work with a primary
Well,
resident.
I mean, you guys do. I'm pretty myopic in my condos there in Panama City Beach. I guess that's really the only downside. I mean, as much as we know prices and properties, and we study that, a large component of real estate is dealing with personalities.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and every once in a while you can get a wild card that'll
you get some interesting ones.
make you gnash your teeth a little bit. But but other than that, I mean, there's not really a whole lot of downside.
Yeah, I like that too. So if you could do anything different, is there anything different you would do?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty happy, content with my career right now.
Cool.
Good.
Cool. Yeah, I would agree. I'm just thinking across the board with all our people. When it works, our system is because the people understand, they're in it, they know their lane, and they go.
Now that I think about that, if I had done anything different, I probably would have started with a different echelon property.
A higher price point.
A higher price point.
Because you're doing the same thing.
I'm doing the same thing, but I came out of Atlanta kind of licking my wounds,
Yeah.
and in my favorite uncle, I got counsel from him, and I was like, hey man, if I want to make some money, what do I do?
Yeah.
And he said, well, you find something nobody else wants to do, and you do it better than anybody else could, and you'll make some money.
You did that to a high degree.
So Panama City Beach condos, that was the ticket.
So maybe if you could go back and spin it back, you would do higher dollar Destin property.
Yeah, kind of shoot for the stars on that. The South Walton market or something. But it's worked out fine. I'm perfectly happy. I'm not in a position where I want to shift focus now, but maybe just getting started.
Something that way. Okay, so let me push that into my other question here. Then is, what advice would you give folks thinking about maybe getting in real estate, or maybe even a new agent that's just starting to figure it all out?
I'd encourage you not to try to reinvent the wheel. Get in with folks that are successful and model them. I think this business is about imitation to a high degree. So like the At the Beach team, we were talking earlier about how agents, they can come in and just work, and they'll get a high number of transactions going, and then their production just falls, and then they flatline and they're burnt out.
Because it has to, right? Because if you put a property or two or three under contract, the focus goes to the pending sales.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put your arms around the deal and keep it going until it closes, and
which means you're not generating new business.
You're not generating new business. So I would encourage any new agent to fit themselves within a framework that's producing. So, I think that's actually the only way for the vast majority of agents to have any reasonable expectation of a degree of success in real estate
without working 24/7 year round.
Even then, I mean, the paperwork, compliance, yada yada. I mean, it'll suck the life out of your day.
But I'm going to push back a little bit because I think some people need to do all that. They're just not happy if they give stuff up.
But I don't think they've had the opportunity to have that
maybe
system.
I mean,
that's all they know.
Because if you're going to be on a team,
we're talking blanket counsel. I mean, maybe there's a unicorn who not only is somebody that can prospect, and also is organized and also has a passion for details.
Yeah. Good luck on all that, right?
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a resilient guy who can prospect all day long.
Yeah.
But try to meet the compliance stuff and
me as well. Because I'm thinking a lot of people don't make it, even on our team. We have every advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of an advantage we don't take into something. And they still, for whatever reason, it's not for them. But the ones it's right for, you, Courtney, Gil, Alyssa, me, I mean, it's just, it works.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It works.
And it's a bit of accountability. And, one of the biggest difference between, being an independent contractor and coming out of the corporate world is, you don't have a guy who's living and dying by your numbers,
right?
Yeah.
So he's not sweating you like a rented mule,
right?
So the team environment does give a bit of accountability and, just
keeps pushing you.
So the new guy, what are you telling the new guy or gal just got their license, thinking about getting their license?
Work hard,
right? And do it. Congratulations is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Smart.
Absolutely. And stick with it. Give
yourself a chance.
You gotta, year, 2 years, that's at minimum.
Nice.
But it absolutely pay off, and it's worth it.
So you come in at 29, start your thing.
Yep.
With not a lot, right? Checkbook's probably a little thin.
Not a lot. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I was actually I was cashing unemployment checks.
Okay. Right. So not a lot, but you worked.
Yep.
13 years later, we could say you got a lot.
I mean, I've made multiples of millions of dollars.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. So if somebody wants to come in, work hard, there's an avenue to do quite well.
Absolutely.
And you're out of the closet office, right?
Out of the closet.
You have an actual. Well,
I mean,
so much has just been putting my head down and going to work. I mean,
which was kind of nice. Let's be honest, to have no frills initially makes it a lot easier to work.
Yeah. I mean, my wife laughs. I'm the guy that's going to pick the office with no windows. And I'm going to go in, put my head down, do my work.
I remember Mike Ferry saying, if you're lucky enough not to have a window, you're lucky enough.
Yeah.
And that's true, especially in the beginning. Now you get some frills or whatever. That's cool because you earn that. But when you're starting out, figure a way to put the blinders on, pull the shades on the windows, whatever you got to do, and do the work.
Yeah.
And 13 years later, ta-da.
Yep.
Bada bing.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, John, I'm really excited about what you got going, where we're going to take it from here. I mean, we got big plans.
The next 13 years.
Oh, my word.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. We're here with John Skinner, the OG.
And Katie. And Katie.
As always, we're here with Katie.
Yes.
And she's going to say, hey. I'm
Hi,
saying,
fans.
And,
Thanks for having me. If you need a
like,
personalized signed autograph, just email me.
I feel like I'm a guest on the Howard Stern show.
That's what it is, right?
Don't screw it up.
All right, here we go.